question a lot of people have talked about is if corruption exists in that sector.
Depending on how you define corruption, corruption is it's not only when you take a bribe or when you give a bribe or any of those. It's when you do things the wrong way, or you do things wrongly. So yeah, we can't say there's some corruption. I mean, also because there's indiscipline. Indiscipline is corruption. Yeah, a lot of people say there's a lot of indiscipline in the sector. So they would say many of the discos pay 50% to 25% of what they ought to. They would blame that on the tariffs, but in some instances you find some discos doing 90%, 80%. When they find out that other discos are doing 25%, there's no incentive for them to want to continue to do 85%, and they then want to do 25 like everyone else, and that might be the corruption more than anything else. So it's an indiscipline in the sector more than anything else. So it's not so much of people stealing money. There have been issues around the $16 billion spent to improve the power sector. Power sector can actually be quite expensive. Anything energy, you need to spend a lot usually before you see those results you want.
How much power do state governments and local governments have to also contribute to making, electricity available to a lot more people in the country?
Okay, that's a very interesting question, because that's constitutional. And electricity is under the concurrent legislative list, which means that both the federal government and the state government can legislate. But to the extent that, to a certain extent, when it comes to getting generation licenses, it's still the National Assembly that can legislate. But issues around having generation plans for states, like what Lagos State is doing, a few states are looking to do. I understand some states, other states in the southwest and in the south are doing a couple of other things. So they've got a role to play, particularly where it's collaborative play.
It's also